we're saying 1,000 streams now. What if it's 2,000, 3,000, 5,000? Where does that number stop? Obviously, Spotify, I think we can all say, is one of the players that, changed the game and brought the streaming world forward in the music industry. Rather, I want to talk a little bit about the new updates that Spotify has made to its royalty payments, some of these changes, why they were made, and kind of the reaction to them. So first, and kind of most notably, Spotify is going to require tracks to get a minimum of 1,000 listens every year to receive royalties. Also, the minimum payable track length for certain styles of noise tracks, such as white noise and sleep sounds, will be minimum payable track lengths for those. And also, Spotify is taking efforts to cut down on fraudulent streams. And there are others, but really these are the three I want to focus on. And it's important to note that, Spotify's position is these updates will drive an additional $1 billion towards artists by redirecting payments that have gone either to fraudulent stream or payments that have just otherwise, gone to noise content distributors or to distributors that may not distribute royalties beyond a certain amount. But these three, I really want to take some time today and focus on the 1,000 listens issue. 2022, Spotify said that these payments to listens less than 1,000 have really added up to about $40 million in total. And Spotify's position is, listen, these 1,000 tracks in the aggregate are a big number, 40 million. But individually, really, there's only about 0.5% of the tracks that have 1,000 streams or less. And if you have 1,000 streams or less, it only generates about $3 million annually in revenue. Each individual payment for 1,000 streams isn't a big number. But again, in the aggregate, it's 40 million. Spotify's position is, instead of paying out this 40 million either to to streams less than 1,000, bank accounts where it may sit there and may never even get distributed to the artists, let's redirect that. Those payments to artists who should be deserving those royalties will get paid those royalties. So obviously, sounds great in concept, sounds great in theory. There is some pushback to it. Obviously, you have independent artists saying, you're putting a number on art, right? This is my art. What, any number, whether it gets paid out or not, in theory, should go in my bucket and I should get credit for it. And it's less than 1,000, but it's still my art. And, the other concerns I've heard are, you get to we're saying 1,000 streams now. What if it's 2,000, 3,000, 5,000? Where does that number stop, right? And, there's the stress of we don't know where that limit is going to be put. Push and pull in the music industry. We want to still be creative and have people, even small artists, have their music out there. But we also want the economics to work and to be accurately reflected. These are just, again, touching on the updates of Spotify. This streaming services and royalty collection, it's a huge area for artists, huge money drivers. And it's an area where, again, an artist needs to have a strong business manager in place to both track royalties, to perform royalty audits when the time is right, and just have a good sense, make sure everything is registered, all songs are registered so the artist is getting paid his or her royalties properly, and really just make sure everything is tracking and that the artist is protected and really getting the economic return that they should from their art.